नमस्कार. आयच्या हेडोनात तुमकां सगळ्यांक येवकार. आणि आज जर आमचे खास गेस्ट आसात ते म्हळ्यार गोंय प्रदेश काँग्रेस समितीचे अध्यक्ष आणि एक नावेलीचे नवे आमदार लुईझिनबाब फालेरो. सर, वेलकम टू द शो. विल स्टार्ट विथ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट क्वेश्चन. आणि जें कितें वेंचणुके उपरांत जालें, जंय तुमी म्हणटात की लोकांनी तुमकां मॅन्डेट दिली आणि तुमचे विरोधक म्हणटात की ती मॅन्डेट सांबाळपाक तुमकां कळ्ळी ना. किती जालें नक्की? बिकॉज वी पीपल वॉन्ट आन्सर्स टुडे. गोवा मेड युअर पार्टी द सिंगल लार्जेस्ट पार्टी and we all know what happened. What went wrong?
I agree with you. Congress party was the single largest party. People of Goa gave us the mandate, and people of Goa has removed the mandate of the BJP. And on that night, that is on 11th, after the results, we got 17, and we had a support of 21 in the night. And somehow we were supposed to hold a meeting of the CLP at 6 o'clock. This was fixed earlier, but we could not hold it because all the results were not announced. So many of the MLAs like Veli and Kankon were still to come. So the meeting was postponed on the next day. And in that night, we had the mandate. But however, even though, as my earlier experience told me, that as a president, I had to give a letter to the governor.
Correct.
The General Secretary, Mr. Digvijay Singh, told me that since Congress is the single largest party, we had 17. And as per the established procedure and convention, it is the responsibility and duty of the governor to call the single largest party. You need not give the letter. Even though I insisted, he said, and I agreed with him that, okay, if it is not necessary, it's not necessary. And next day, however, the things change.
ओके. द व्हेरी क्रुशियल पॉइंट सर, की तुम्ही म्हणतात की 11 तारखेच्या रातीन तुमचे बरोबर 21 आमदार आशिल्ले. यू हॅड द मेजॉरिटी. यू कुड हॅव फॉर्म द गव्हर्नमेंट अँड somehow Congress party decided not to stake the claim, believing that governor will call you to form the government. Don't you think it was a very big politically immature step? कारण सगळ्यांक खबर आसा की राजभवन हे काय आयच्या काळा भितर अपॉलिटिकल उरलें ना. जाची केंद्रात सत्ता ताचो गव्हर्नर अशी परिस्थिती आसा. व्हाय senior people like you or Digvijay Singh or Rahul Gandhi decided that the governor or felt that the governor would invite the Congress party? Don't you think it was a politically immature thing?
Well, I feel that they should have allowed me to give this letter, because the letter was typed, the letter was ready. We had written in that letter to the governor that, see, we had fixed our Congress legislature party meeting at 6 o'clock. However, we could not have the meeting. We will have it tomorrow 11 o'clock. But since we are the single largest party, the governor should invite us. And I told this to Mr. Digvijay and Mr. Venugopal, because both of them were the emissaries of the High Command in Goa. Their idea was, at that time, that why are you giving a letter? It is a responsibility of the governor. They will invite you, or they will invite us. And they were feeling that from 21, they will get another 3, because they were negotiating. And they thought they will go with a letter of 24.
The 3 of Goa forward.
Yes, correct. But that next day proved that it was not possible. But I was not involved in that. But even the Supreme Court has mentioned that. Why didn't you give the letter to the governor?
Correct. Why didn't you stake the claim? म्हाका एक सांगा, दुसरी दिसात जो जालो बोवाळ, नाव विल गो टू द नेक्स्ट डे, जाचेर म्हाका दिसता सगळे गोंयकाराक जाणून घेवपा जाय की नक्की कितें जालें. 2 तातूंतल्यान गजाली आयल्यो त्यो म्हळ्यार काँग्रेस डिलेड अनाउन्समेंट ऑफ द CLP leader. आणि दुसरी गजाल जी आशिल्ली, काँग्रेस could not decide who is the CLP leader. What exactly happened? Because then तुम्ही जर म्हळें की दुसरे दीस सकाळ फुडें आमी CLP आपयल्या जाल्यार BJP staked claim at 7 o'clock in the evening. What happened between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.?
Correct. Meeting of the Congress Legislative Party was fixed at 11 o'clock. You know, all don't come in time. The meeting was slightly delayed. But the meeting took place. We took one-line resolution at the CLP meeting that we authorize Congress President Srimati Sonia Gandhi and Vice President Sri Rahul Gandhi to decide who should be the CLP leader. And with that one-line resolution signed by all, we gave it to the General Secretary and Mr. Venugopal. And then we shifted from the Congress House to the Madhavi Hotel.
Yes.
There they delayed because I believe they were waiting from 11, 12, 1 for these 3 MLAs to come.
Of Goa forward.
Yeah, and it didn't happen. So that is the history. Now a lot of people put blame on Congress, and I think that we have erred. We have made a mistake. Even though it is a well-established procedure and convention that the governor has to invite the single largest party. She didn't invite, and you have said rightly. Sometimes these offices act like agents of the BJP, and it has happened.
And when Congress government is at the center, they act like agents of the Congress also.
Could be.
The point
Could be.
is Congress should have showed political maturity to seize the opportunity.
But that was a fatal mistake,
Yeah.
which our party has done. We have to accept it, and we have to bow our head because people supported us.
तुमच्याच पक्षातले काय तुमचेर आरोप करतात that you wanted to be the chief minister. You were not ready to leave your claim. Forget about sticking claim to form the government, sticking claim to become the CLP leader and effectively the chief minister. You were not ready to give up that claim. That's why there was a delay. And when it comes to Louisine Falero, he has strong connections in Goa, he has strong connections in Delhi. You can disturb the speed.
Very good question, because I think this has to be clarified. The election results came on 11th. The meeting was supposed to be at 6 o'clock. It did not take place. But in that night, we had 21 MLAs, but still we thought we will have 24 so that we can give a stable government to the people. But there was a condition. The condition is if Louisine Falero is the CLP leader,
Yes.
then 3 of them were not ready to come.
Then you could be 21 but not 24.
Now, 1 minute. Then this matter was conveyed. It's not correct that Rahul Gandhi was not involved or was not told, was not this. In the same evening of 11 o'clock, this was conveyed to the Congress Vice President, Sri Rahul Gandhi, and I got a phone call from Delhi. And they asked me, what is your view? And I told, I have worked under Mrs. Gandhi for nearly 8 years. And she is the shining example of self-sacrifice. When she was elected to be the Prime Minister of India, not once, but twice. And both the times she said, I will not become the Prime Minister. I will ask Dr. Manmohan Singh to be the Prime Minister. And this is what exactly I told the High Command. You decide what is good for Congress. I have not come here with a personal
You did
agenda.
not stake claim.
I did not. And number 2, that same night, our General Secretary phoned to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and this was very clearly mentioned on
Yes, even he has told it very clearly.
NDTV, where both Mr. Vijay and Digvijay were together.
Correct.
And Mr. Digvijay told that the same night of 11th, that Rahul Gandhi also spoke to Mr. Vijay. And I feel then the matter was clear, that the party high command also was ready. And in any case, if I could sacrifice and leave Delhi, where I had 8 states, 5 chief ministers, here we did not have 1 or 2 MLAs properly working. So for me, it was a sacrifice. And when people have blessed us and given us this government, who is the chief minister is not important. But
Sir-
that mandate,
Yeah.
which was given by the people, had to be honored.
Respected.
Both our side
Yes.
and the BJP side.
येस नो गजाल म्हाका सांगात की तुम्ही जर त्या दीस रातीन सामकें सांगलें की ओके यू डोंट वॉन्ट मी
I told
इफ
to my
आय
high
एम
command-
इफ आय एम दी हर्डल देन कन्सिडर मी नॉट अ हर्डल अशी जर तुम्ही सांगले जाल्यार मागीर दुसरे दीस 12 वरां कित्याक लागली
This
Why?
question,
या
this question you must ask to the people who were in charge. Well, I also was general secretary of the party, and I have held so many elections.
you formed many governments
I formed twice Arunachal government,
Yeah.
and I had to rush from Delhi to Itanagar in Arunachal. I had formed twice Mizoram government. I had to rush to Aizawl. I had formed twice Meghalaya government, Manipur government, and we managed because you have to take decision on the spot. And if you don't take the decision on the spot, you can err. And especially in a state like Goa, which is known for perennial, professional, habitual defectors. Yeah, I mean, the defection is a culture of Goa. Unfortunately, it is so. So we should have taken decision the very night, and I feel we have made a mistake.
एक
And
गजाल-
wherever you have made a mistake,
Yes,
you
you're-
must say it.
you
But it's
have
not
to
because of me.
करेक्ट एक गजाल जी आसा की 7 मेरेन काँग्रेस आपलो CLP लिडर डिक्लेअर करपाक शकना आणि जेन्ना कळटा की 7 सुमार बीजेपी हॅज टेक द क्लेम म्हणून 2 वरां भितर तुम्ही CLP लिडर थारायतात आणि तोय बी बाबू कवळेकर वॉज नॉट ऑन द हॉरायझन एट ऑल हाऊ डीड दॅट हॅपन बिकॉज पीपल आर गेटिंग अ सेन्स दॅट पळय मुख्यमंत्री जावपाक सगळे जाण तयार आशिल्ले लीडर ऑफ ओपोजिशन जावपाक एकटोय मनीस तयार ना जबाबदार का म्हणून हाऊ डू यू एक्सप्लेन दॅट टू द पीपल
Well, what has happened that night, I have told you. What has happened on the next day, that is on 12th, actually our leaders were waiting for the support of all the people whom they met the full night. Because that night, Mr. Digvijay, Mr. Venugopal went and met the leaders of Goa Forward. And they were expecting the support. They were waiting, I feel. And since they were waiting and waiting, in fact, we had also a meeting with some of the Goa Forward mentors. And they were also feeling that this will happen. But when they saw on the TV that already that these people has gone with the BJP to the governor, then even they were very, very, very crestfallen, and they were also...
If that was the scenario that time, why do you think Luisin Falero did not become the leader of opposition?
See,
Because you needed an experience, because you already knew that Manohar Parrikar is resigning as the defense minister and coming back to Goa as the chief minister.
It's a very good question.
We needed a senior opposition leader who can take Manohar Parrikar head on so that the functionality of the democracy remains vibrant. Why Babu Kavlekar and why not Luisin Falero?
No, let us first not belittle somebody.
No, I'm not belittling somebody,
Babu
but you are
Kavlekar-
senior than Babu Kavlekar.
Maybe.
You're
I'm
more
senior,
experienced than
and,
Babu Kavlekar.
More senior than me is Mr. Rani.
Yes.
And there are also other senior
There is
who are-
Digambar Kamath also.
Digambar
so
Kamath is there.
all of you have been the past chief ministers. You
Correct.
know administration.
Why? Mr.
You
Ravi
know
Naik also
state.
is there.
Absolutely.
Ravi Naik
Why
also
none
there.
of you and why Babu Kavlekar then?
Okay. Now, Babu Kavlekar is one of the senior Bahujan Samaj leader. Maybe he is not very old, but he's got more than 3 terms. to
Absolutely.
his
In
credit.
terms of experience.
And I think it is a Congress culture that you also try to bring the Bahujan Samaj on top. And in the wisdom of all the legislators who were present, Mr. Babu Kavlekar was selected as a leader of opposition. Now, the question you are asking me, you have come as a president from Delhi. You have worked Delhi for 8 years. You have slogged here. Why you have not become the CLP leader? I feel that I was expecting, honestly, and this is what I had given a written report to Delhi. I was expecting minimum 17 and maximum 20. And I was hoping for the support of people like Churchill, Alemov and others. So I was hoping that 21 will come. But when we found that because of our own infighting or whatever is the reason, when we didn't get 20, I felt that time, you have got a more pressing role as a PCC president than as a CLP leader. CLP leader is only you will get a red light. Now that is also gone. But otherwise, Congress is a party organization, and all my life, whether in Goa, because earlier also I brought 21
Correct.
out of 40 when I was
Correct.
a PCC president in Goa.
Yes.
But somehow after the defections, we lost this. All my life, whether in Goa level or national level, I have always played a role in the organization, and that is my strength. And I thought that as long as Congress president and vice president wants me, I will play a role as a Congress president. And once I feel it is okay, then it is time for me to step aside and give it to somebody else. So that is exactly the reason why I did not take the CLP leadership. Otherwise, I could have been a leader of opposition.
But don't you think as any other senior member, may it be Ravi Naik or Rane was the leader of opposition, or Digambar Kamath, they should have taken the responsibility?
I can't talk for them. I can only talk for myself.
दुसरो जो इश्यू आसा तो म्हळ्यार प्रीपोल अलायन्साचो. तुमचेच खुबशे विरोधक तुमकां ब्लेम करतात की जर प्रीपोल अलायन्स आशिल्ली जाल्यार काँग्रेसीचे सहज आज 22-23 येता आशिल्ले आनी ती प्रीपोल अलायन्स विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू गोवा फॉरवर्ड स्पेसिफिकली तुमकां लागून जाली ना.
Out of 40, 37 blocks said, sir, we will give you candidates from our blocks. We are confident we will be able to give you. And I feel, as a president, you have to bow down to the views of your organization, of the people at the grassroots level, at the level where people, the congressmen, work hard. It is they who toil, moil, work hard with the people. And you must have
One
patience to
thing
listen
very
to them.
clearly, that
And I
credit
went
of building organization completely
building and listening to them.
completely goes to you as far as the processes were concerned, as far as the giving new faces is concerned. Nobody is doubting the merit and the credibility of that entire process and what happened. The question that is there in front of the people is very simple. You did so many things. Then Congress should have decided maybe 3 months in advance or 4 months in advance of the election that we are not going for a pre-poll alliance. What happened is 4 days before filing the nomination.
I will reply this question and earlier question.
Yeah.
So initially it was my responsibility to work to strengthen the organization, to build the organization and to bring new faces from your organization. But at the last moment, because the election was not only preponed, in fact we were just the first. We had the election on 4th February, whereas others had it in the month of
Correct.
March.
Correct.
So they could have given us, but we didn't have time. We lost quite 2 months' time in the process of selecting the candidates through the blocks, through the districts, through this. But at the last moment, when we went to the Central Election Committee, wherein the chairperson is Mrs. Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi and others, I told them, we have given you candidates in all the 40 constituencies. Now, if you want to have any alliance, we leave it to you. And we came back to Goa. Okay? Is this clear?
Yes. And I remember that.
And thereafterwards, some leaders were invited to Delhi
For the talks.
for the talks.
Yeah.
That includes Goa Forward. That includes Nationalist Congress. That includes some of the independents.
And Babush Monserrat.
And Babush Monserrat. Now, what transpired between them, what was agreed between them, what was agreed by the Goa Forward and the Congress, the Goa Forward, I am not party to it. I am not private to it, so I don't know. But when, at the last moment of finalizing the last day of filing the nominations, I was told that these 4, you don't issue the B forms. And I didn't issue the B forms. I just obeyed whatever they said. And that was including Fatorda, Siolim, Panjim and Porvorim. But when the High Command realized, this was told to me by Digvijay, when the High Command realized there is also a candidate in Velim, there is also a candidate in Saligaon, and there are also so many other candidates, Then they asked me that, see, we had agreed for this, and then our Congress Vice President himself spoke, and whatever orders they give, it's not a Louisian Falero who has taken a decisions. I can show you, I still got this. It is finally the High Command, and I believe one thing, I have worked at the national level as a General Secretary, and I know that once a decision is taken, it is their decision. So as far as this 4 constituencies, there was this. So finally 37 out of 40, they have decided to give the B form, and that is a history. So in no way you can blame me for that. You can only blame me for one thing, that initially when I came to Goa, I decided I will build all 40 constituencies, and by the grace of God and the blessings of the people, and by the hard work of our party workers at the grassroots level, because I always believe you must know to honor the self-respect and dignity of the loyal Congress people working at the grassroots level, and I went by that.
एक गजाल म्हाका सांग व्हेरी क्लियर, तुम्ही म्हणतात की फातोड्डा बी फॉर्म दिवपाचो किंवा सालिगांव लास्ट मिनिट बी फॉर्म दिवपाचो, वो निर्णय देर वॉज क्लियर इंस्ट्रक्शन फ्रॉम द काँग्रेस वायस प्रेसिडेंट.
I still got my this. Yeah. This is their decision, it's not my decision. Very sure.
Louisian Falero issued
just like on 11th.
Yeah.
I decided to give the letter, and finally I was told not to give the letter to the governor. Same thing, issuing of B form and not issuing the B form was directed from Delhi, not by me.
Louisian Falero did not sabotage the alliance.
You see, if I had to sabotage the alliance, they would have removed me. So it is, one thing you have to learn in this organization, discipline is very, very important. And once you are holding certain position, it is a position of faith and trust and honoring the organization. At the same time, having a healthy balance with your workers, with your grassroots leaders, the humble Congress workers, with the public, and also your high command. Because it is a matter of faith and trust.
My last question to you, and I won't force you to answer this question, but I would love if you answer this question. तुम्ही म्हणे की सोनिया गांधीन example दवरिल्लें twice by not becoming the prime minister, choosing to not become the prime minister. काँग्रेसीक जर सत्ता स्थापन करपाचो चान्स मेळिल्लो, who would have been Louisian Falero's Manmohan Singh?
Well, I would have left it to the MLAs to decide. This is because this is a democracy, and you see, I was in charge of Karnataka. When Karnataka we had a majority, we had a secret ballot, but we didn't wait. We went there. In fact, we were there on the previous day. We decided in the morning, and we went by that. We informed the Congress president, and she decided. In Goa, I am replying to your question.
Yeah. Also, we had a secret ballot.
They had it. That is wrong.
Yeah.
But on the 11th, when the results came, we had scheduled a meeting at 6 o'clock. We could not hold it for the reasons I have told you, since the results came late. On the next day, that is on 12th, we had kept the meeting at 11 o'clock. I, as a PCC president, I knew what has happened, transpired in the night.
Yeah.
There are many people who were personally against me, and I felt because of me that Congress government should there should be any sabotage.
जायना.
For that reason, on 12th, I put up to the CLP a one-line resolution authorizing Mrs. Gandhi and the Vice President to decide who should be the CLP leader, and it was signed. If you want, I can give you the copy. So definitely we left it to them, because I knew when you don't have absolute majority, then you have to know how to negotiate. And I was told in the night that the settlement with 24 was signed, sealed and delivered. But it did not happen. It is unfortunate. But I am sure, with so much of differences, so much of this, I am still looking forward to get the common minimum program, because I don't know what will be the decision on IPB, on the regional plan, on casinos, on medium of instruction, on nationalization of rivers, and especially on 80% employment
For Goans.
for Goans. Now mining is in doldrums. Now bar and restaurant and tourism industry is in this. We don't know what is happening these days. So it's very, very frightening. Again, let me say with all honesty and sincerity, who rules Goa? Maybe for party is important. But from the public point of view, how we rule Goa
Is the most important.
and how we are going to save the situation in Goa is a big challenge.
Last, sir,
So-
will Luisin Falero and Vijay Sardesai ever trust each other?
Ari, we just met the other day in Goa Nivas.
Yeah.
We spoke because you see, in Goa, a lot of people have got an idea that you may have a difference of opinion. You may have a difference of ideology. You may have a difference of policy and programs, but you need not have personal
Animosity.
Because,
Trust. Will there ever be the trust again?
I don't think there was ever question of trust, and it's not personal. I meet Vijay, he meets me, we wish each other.
There can-
but this idea which is there in the minds of the public,
Yeah.
maybe because he had an agenda to promote his party, I had an agenda to promote my party, my
So
organization.
there can come a day when you both trust each other.
We always trust each other. We have no differences, but definitely when it comes to organization, whenever I am given the responsibility as a president of the party, it is a position of faith and trust, and I must give my best to the party, and that will never change.
Luisin Bab, as always, pleasure talking to you.
Nice to be talking also.